Hi, I'm Ben Marwood, and you're watching Starz Productions.
Well, I will not preach revolution, 'cause I'm not as dumb as to think that I have the solution to all of these things. And as I stand at the back of the funeral packed with the grievers and mourners, it occurred to me
It's angry folk for enthusiastic people. That's the best description I've ever given anyone ever. It's quite angsty. It's definitely folk these days, with the old acoustic guitar and that kind of thing. And I've got somebody coming down tonight who's probably going to bring me like a new guitar for me to play out, which could be just fun. And it's about love and hate and the other ones in between, the different ones, you know.
Have you ever been compared to any other artists?
Yeah, Frank Turner. I get compared to Frank Turner all the time, every day. Which is, I guess, we're on the same label, and we do roughly the same thing, which is, you know, only he does it, he's much taller and better looking, he's got a beard. So that we are definitely different. I can tell myself apart from him. And he's got a band as well, I have no friends.
I've seen all my fucking favourite bands today. It's been amazing. I saw Ben Marwood, I saw Beans on
Frank's
Top.
such a gentleman. I've known him for a long time now, and he's very good at keeping in touch. He's much better at keeping in touch than me. I'm terrible at that kind of thing. And his crew are always really friendly, and his band are always really friendly, and everyone's just such professionals. And then everything is so organised and down to the last little detail that there's no kind of stress or pressure. And I get on really well with him, and I think it's a good match. And he was really involved in getting me signed up to Extra Mile, and we went to the Olympics last year, which was. And we're going out to the States at the end of July. We're doing the States, and like eight shows out in the States, which again is just a whole different world to me, because that's not the kind of level that I kind of normally perform at. I'm used to this kind of thing, you know, rather than getting on a plane and going and playing sold out shows somewhere I've never been before. But I think the last time I toured with Frank was May 2011, just after my first album had come out. We did like 20 shows in small venues, like 100, 200 capacity. This time he's taking me to like 600, 800, so I'm a bit like, but yeah, it'll be fun, it'll be fine, it'll be wonderful.
Well, what was it like playing the Olympics then?
That was nuts, that was crazy. I don't even know how to describe it, it was so surreal. We were probably the only ones there who weren't in fancy dress. Everyone else was there, like all the other performers were dressed up as like Beatles or miners or something like that. But just standing on mock-up of the Glastonbury tour in front of like, was it 70,000 people? I don't really remember. And then a studio, like TV audience of 7 squillion. That was quite nerve-wracking. I couldn't draw my attention away from the big screen, because I had like a big screen in front of me. And I was just like that, and they caught me twice looking at it. And there you go. I'm just not a pro, but I had a good time, and I would definitely do it again if I ever could, but I can't, because that's the thing with the Olympics. It comes around in your country once a lifetime kind of thing. But I was so honoured to be asked, and I agreed to it, not even knowing what it was. They just said, somebody just called me up and said, "Frank's doing this. Can you do this?" I was like, "Okay." And that it was that. It was just, yeah. I still have trouble describing it, and it feels like it happened in a different lifetime as well. I do have it recorded at home on my TV, but I've never gone back to watch it in case I look terrible at dancing.
But I will still be this cynical when I get paid, and I'll be this way until I get laid. Good God. I was in Manchester yesterday when I did that line. Someone said, "You still not got laid?" And all this is why I'm going so great.
Ever in the whole world ever.
Ever in the whole world.
My favourite gig ever in the whole world ever. It's a toss-up really between last year's 2,000 Trees, which was so muddy, but everyone was so happy. It rained for days and days, and it's all farmland, and there wasn't really that much drainage, and it was just like ankle deep in mud everywhere. And I didn't know that. I turned up without any wellies and with a hole in my trainers and traipsed around, and my guitar case is still covered in 2,000 Trees mud this year, but everyone had a great time, and it was such a good atmosphere. It was really, really nice. And also I had great fun playing the Union Chapel a few years ago, which is a wonderful venue, and probably the only place I've ever seen that they serve mulled wine. But it was Christmas time, so I guess that's fine. But yeah, it's really good fun because the acoustics were just amazing, lovely. I mean, there are lots of really good shows that I've had great times at, but those are the two that spring to mind.
You're playing 2,000 Trees again this year. Could you tell us a bit about that?
I am, for the millionth year in a row. I'm playing 2,000 Trees on the Friday, and I expect much better weather. You hear me? Much better weather. Although I am going to go and buy wellies just in case. I'm excited to go back. I'm on the Greenhouse stage again this year, as I am every year. And there are some other great acts playing, quite a few of them are on the same record label as me, like Extra Mile. And the stage I'm playing on is like part of an Extra Mile takeover for the day. So it's good. It'll be a good Friday. The new album is called Back Down, and it's out now on Extra Mile Recordings. It came out in May. You can get it on CD or on download. It took me about 18 months start to finish to record, for various reasons, but I'm very proud of it. Like the struggle that it was, you end up with like a proud finished product, and I'm very happy with it, kind of how it's turned out. And it's nice to be able to get out on the road and play in front of people, new songs, because I've had quite a lot of these songs written for quite a while. So it's nice for people to be able to, sing them back at me. Now they've heard them, but now I need to go and write new songs. But for now, album 2, go and get it. On my new record, I roped in a lot of people who were on like the Reading music scene where I'm from. My friends Jay and Scott, who play in a band called Quiet Band, they were excellent to have on board. A guy called Tom Crook, who is in a band called Band of Hope, based out of like Oxford and Wallingford and that kind of way. In terms of split EPs and that kind of thing, I've just had a split EP out with Quiet Band that's been fun. And famously, Oxygen Thief and Jim Lockie, who are both playing tonight, we had an EP out in 2009. And I think it's the first time in ages that we're all going to be on the same bill. So it's going to be a big night. Big night.
Has the album been successful so far?
I'm not sure. You have to ask Extra Mile on me. I never find out about sales and stuff. I like it. Other people seem to like it. So to that degree, yes. But I didn't go to number 1 or 2 or in the top 100 or the Indie top 40 or the Breakers top 20. I did check. I check them all the time. So I guess it's not been a rip-roaring commercial success. I'm not expecting to pick up any Brit Awards. It's probably not going to be as good as a Ben Howard album. But I still like it. It took long enough to do. It took me so long to make and design and do all that kind of thing. I'm incredibly happy with how it turned out. I would do a lot of things different if I started again today, but that's just the circumstances that were surrounding recording the album, that kind of thing. I think it stands up quite well against the first album. I think it sounds pretty good. But yeah, it's hard to get people to buy records now. They will just sit on Spotify.
This is the new album. The new album's called Back Down. I've got copies on me for £10. The song is about a murder. Somebody came up to me the other day after the Leicester show and went, "You didn't really do that, did you? You didn't really murder." No, I didn't really murder someone. This song's called Under Lock and Key.
People really like Under Lock and Key, which is good. A lot of people have been liking a new song called I Promise You That It Will Be Okay. So that's good for the future, but certainly people like the sing-alongs, like Sing Along, and a song called Oh My Days from the first album as well, which is always good fun to play, and it's going to be Friday night tonight, everyone's going to be happy, and so I hope they all give it a good sing-along. It's the kind of song that I quite like to not have to play, but everyone should request it anyway, so I feel like I probably should.
This song's called Sing Along. The chorus goes, I tried to write a sing-along, but we all forgot the words. We all forgot the words. It's true. I see you've heard it before. Very good.
It makes you feel really good. Yeah, it's just like a relief. You can tell in the first song, if you've got people singing along, then that's good. If it's met with stony silence, you're like, oh, I've got a bit of a mission on here today. But if you start singing the first verse of the first song and you've already got more coming back at you and you can't really hear your monitor anymore, then it's going to be a great night, and hopefully they'll have it tonight.
And I tried to write a sing-along, but we all forgot the words. We all forgot the words. It's true.
My favourite track is probably Murder, She Wrote. which is the second to last song and is about the two best things in the world. Number one, love, and number two, the late 1980s murder mystery TV show Murder, She Wrote, which the two obviously go hand in hand because they're two very similar subjects, those two, yeah. That's good because it was me on an electric guitar, which I don't normally use, and it gives me an excuse to use some of the stuff that's in my house, and had organ on it as well. I don't think I've done anything on organ before too, so that was great. And it just makes, sometimes I listen to it, it makes me feel really happy and sometimes really sad, and I guess as long as you're getting an emotion from it somewhere, it must be an okay song. So that's my favourite. There you go, track 11.
Put the lump in her throat. It's like a murder she wrote, where the bad guys speak first and then shoot.
I don't know, I don't really sit around and listen to my stuff that often. So, from memory, yes, probably. Yes, we'll go with that. Best one ever.
Flare up and explode like we're in a firing range, and the ship has sailed with the mission failed, and we will never be the same and never will again. They should keep someone like me under lock and key. They should keep someone like me under lock. Oh, they should keep someone like me under lock.
Oh, the video was great. We shot it in my parents' house and in my parents' garage, which is where it looked really creepy. And also, we shot it in the forest near my parents' house. And it was a muddy day, and I was wearing like a white shirt, and I didn't get any mud on it at all. So there you go. I'd be really good as a murderer. I was walking along there with fake blood and two bin bags trolling along, and you could see people walking past just kind of going, but nobody called the police. So I feel like if you do want to do a murder, go do it in my parents' house, because no one's going to report you if you're burying stuff in the woods on a Saturday. But yeah, Ben Morse is the guy who arranged and shot the video and made it look good. He did a stellar job. He's also done videos for my friends' retrospective soundtrack players who are very good, and he did one also for Frank Turner. Yeah, great at everything he does, and very tall as well, so good to hide behind if you ever need a human shield.
Are you looking into getting any more videos done, or?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do it again. I don't have anything in the pipeline at the moment because I tend to only do like one single an album. And that's the first video I think I've ever done as well. So I guess we'll see. If Ben rings me up tomorrow and says we'd like to do another one, I've got this great idea and here's the song, then I'd say yes, of course. But it's not something that's been in the forefront of my mind, really. I'm not like always too keen on having a camera pointed in my face or like at all hours. But yeah, I definitely do it again, but maybe it's less about murder this time, because people have been mentioning how good I am at looking like a psycho, and I feel like perhaps people will stop coming to shows if I carry on doing that. I just get typecast as a murderer.
Well, you seem a pretty friendly guy, so.
That's what they say about everyone, isn't it? All the murderers, you know, it's quite quiet. Like, kept himself to himself. He didn't seem like a murderer. All of those ones. There's nobody else in here, so you should be really worried.
Have you done any video interviews before then?
I have. Last time I did a video interview was quite a while ago, and I didn't know it was a video interview, and I hadn't, like, my hair was all over the place, and I was feeling rough. But today I had a shave, and I've done my hair, and I feel okay. So it's good. This will go much better than last time. Much better.
What's the most interesting question you've ever been asked?
That one, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with that one. That's the most interesting question, because I've never had that one before, and I don't have to think about questions before, like that kind of thing. I can't remember what the questions on the Twitter Q&A were, so that shows how good my memory for retaining questions actually is. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming and making this tour great, and thank you for coming out and interviewing me. And yes, I just don't know. I spent so long playing around the country to no one that it's good to come out and just, so I guess, keep coming to gigs. That's what I like to say. Keep coming to gigs. And I keep doing them. And I promise that it won't be another 18 months before I do another headline tour, because that's a ridiculous amount of time. And I'm very sorry.
Regrets what you felt when your eyes first met and your heart began to melt. Yes! La 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 la.
where can people find your music?
Anywhere they like, Spotify and iTunes. Are there record shops that exist? You'd probably order it from your favourite record store. But yeah, anywhere where there's music, fun, laughter, games, I'm there. Facebook, Twitter, blah, blah, blah.